All right. My daughter is going to be a professional dancer, a wrestler, and a ventriloquist. You know what a ventriloquist is? You didn't want to be a wrestler? You could be like, it should be this wrestler called Disco Inferno. He was a dancer. Okay, anyway, you know what a ventriloquist is? Somebody who sit the little dummy on their lap and they be talking to the dummy without moving their lips. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
So she gonna show off her ventriloquism, I think is the way to say it. Her ventriloquism skills, as she's going to say this statement with her mouth closed, and then I'm gonna try, and we're gonna see who do it better. Go ahead, do the closet thing. Don't move your mouth at all. Do it, and y'all tell us who do it better, because I know I'm gonna win. Go ahead.
Hold on.
Hey, stretch your.
Daddy, I'm stuck in a closet and I can't get out.
All right. I, I don't know how she do that. That's amazing.
Come on, talk.
Okay. In today's video, we're gonna talk about progress that we made on our student loans. Mommy and Daddy went in a lot of debt to get an education, so now we paying for it. So we're gonna talk about the progress we made on our student loans, and you know what else we're gonna do? And we're gonna close out our budget. Talk about our budget, how it went this month. As always, something didn't go as planned. We're gonna rap about it. I gotta give a disclaimer, so nobody try to sue me. I'm a licensed attorney, but am I their attorney? Huh? Exactly. I'm not y'all attorney, so you're not getting no legal advice or no financial advice. If you want legal advice, go hire somebody where you live at to help you with whatever your issue is. Because I can't help you. Can we help them? Hell nah, we can't help y'all. Um, okay, disclaimer out the way. Now that's the introduction. I'm stuck in the closet and I can't get out. Now get out of here. Bye. Thank you. For anybody who's new, I'll link a video above or in the description or in the comment. It'll be somewhere where you can look and find it that outlines our monthly budget for the year that we used. When I do a budget closeout, I don't go into all the details of the numbers. I just kind of talk about what additional expenses came up and how it impacted our debt payoff journey. So let's go ahead and dive right in. First and foremost, typically every month we pay between $3,000 to $3,500 per month towards our student loan debt. But last month, as I told y'all, I knew I had some car repairs that I needed to get done. I have a 2007 Mercedes S550 that's paid off, and it's an old ass car, but it's an expensive car. Parts and labor are expensive on it, so I try to get the repairs done preemptively. I try to get the repairs done before I actually need to repair to prevent a bunch of additional malfunction. Cars are like people. You know, when you get old, if your knee hurt and you don't go to the doctor, then your ankles start hurting. So I try to avoid all the compound ailments on my car by getting things fixed prior to me actually needing to fix them. So last month I bought the parts to work on the front suspension of the vehicle. It was about $500. My mechanic was going to install it for me for about $600 to $700. So we were looking at about $1,200 worth of expenses to get the work done. Well, guess what happened? I came out the house and I noticed that my car was low as hell, like it was a West Coast lowrider. The entire front of the car was literally sitting on the wheels. So I know something was going on. Now, with these type of cars, I'll just give y'all a brief recap or a brief scenario, a brief example of what happens. Most cars, the shocks are springs, so when you ride over the bump, the car bounces like this. Well, on this car, each wheel has its own independent air suspension. So, of course, there's a pump and a motor that pumps the air into the suspension to raise the vehicle up and hold it up above the tire. Well, that pump and motor went out, so the front of my car looked like a West Coast lowrider. And my mechanic couldn't do the repair, so I had to go through the hassle, find a shop that was reputable, that I didn't think would screw me over. I actually found the shop that was a black owned, minority owned shop, which was dope. I always try to do that if I can do it. And I'm comfortable with the quality of work that's being done. I found the shop to repair it. To install The suspension, which was the parts I already had, it was $2,100. To replace the motor and the pump, it was $2,800. So I spent about $5,071. I'm going off the top of my dome. I'll put the cost of it up on the screen, but about $5,071 for those repairs. So think about it. Typically, we pay about $3,000 to $3,500 a month towards our student loan. Because I had this additional repair, these additional costs, it cost way more than I anticipated. We weren't able to make that much progress on that student loans. I will tell you the $5,000 to pay off this car repair didn't really destroy our emergency fund. For purpose of our emergency fund, we have $20,000 in our emergency fund. That's about 4 months worth of essential expenses. But we also contribute $500 towards that emergency fund just because. Our goal is to eventually have it one day funded to 6 months, then 12 months. And we do that by just contributing $500 every month, whether something happens or not. That's just kind of the game plan. So, because we've been doing that, the additional monies, the additional 2,000 or some odd dollars that would have cost for this repair, because we use what we normally would have paid towards the student loan debt, and it was about $2,000 and some change, a little bit short. But it didn't bump down our emergency fund too much because, like I said, we had $20,000. But since forever, every month we contribute $500, so we had enough money there to cover everything, and that really put a dent in our emergency fund to keep it at that minimum threshold of $20,000. So that's where we kind of played out with the budget. That was the expense that came up. It is what it is. The whip is riding clean. I chose and elected to get an old ass, big ass, fancy old ass car. So I got to deal with the cost of repairs when they come up. Luckily, the repairs, every now and then, every year or two, is like I have a $5,000 repair, but it's nothing too egregious that's going to, destroy me. So it's not really that big of a deal because we have the fiscal budget and emergency fund in place to cover those things. Now let's fast forward to the student loan payment. Of course, because we had to throw out 5 bands towards the car repair, we couldn't make the progress that we would normally make on the student loan payments. This month, we were able to make a $900 payment towards our student loan debt in light of the expenses for the car. That brings our current balance to $41,723.56. Um, a year ago, this time last year, the balance was $109,000, over $109,000. So we have made progress. I'll tell you, I feel pretty good that this student loan payment pause and interest rate freeze is going to get extended. I just think that it's going to be bad political optics. I mean, think about it. If I'm running for office, the last thing I would want to do is make millions of people have to start paying back their student loans. So I do feel fairly confident that it's going to get extended past the midterm elections, potentially all the way up to the presidential elections. So it's going to be interesting. So fingers crossed, any relief is better than no relief. If it gets extended towards the end of the year, that'll put us in a good position to be able to pay off this student loan completely by the end of the calendar year, but I definitely will keep y'all posted. I wanted to keep this video short, sweet, simple, to the point. As always, I appreciate y'all. I appreciate y'all tuning in. I love y'all. Be safe, be blessed. Peace.